If you look close enough, you can see patterns in almost anything.
So sometimes my imagination and or critical thinking skills team up and they make me notice things that I wonder if other people notice. I'm cruising the YouTube app, logged in, and I notice when I'm looking at the YouTube movie top picks, there are several movie thumbnails laid out here. And to the average eye, there's probably nothing noteworthy. There are different genres of movies that have come out at different times. But again, my critical thinking skills, conspiracy theory, and imagination team up and they make me notice things. So let me know if you notice patterns like this. In the first movie thumbnail, Ma, you see the main character who is behind what is like cracked glass or split glass. I haven't seen the movie. I've seen the trailer. I know there's some deviant behavior going on that might stem from her having either split personalities or some kind of dissociative disorder. Not really sure, but they foreshadowed that through the movie thumbnail by the split glass. And so there's your first representation of split, something that is not whole, something that is split, something that it's made of different pieces. Even though it looks like it's one thing, it's broken into pieces or broken into sections. Then you go over to Moana, and it's the two main characters, Maui and Moana. And the most obvious duality that you can see there is there's a male and a female. There's an older person, there's a younger person, there's the hero, there's the protagonist. But then you see the actual physical diagonal line splitting the two. They are not occupying the same space. In the movie, they do a lot of times. But here, even though they're right next to each other, that diagonal line is physically separating them. And so there's that split again. You come over here to Hustle. I think this is a comedy. I haven't seen this one, haven't seen the trailer either. And you see not necessarily a split because they are two different people, but again, you see that duality again. You see the tall and thin, more elegantly dressed character. Looks a little bit more refined with the body contour dress. Looks like she's got some expensive jewelry on. And she just has this posture and swagger as if she's high class and possibly is the one in charge. I don't know. I don't know the plot because I haven't seen the trailer. Then you have the shorter, more fuller figured character holding an alcoholic drink, a martini, I guess, with wearing leather. So one is in a little bit more of a softer look, tall, lean, has her makeup looks a little bit more refined, and then you have the other one. I can't see from here because the thumbnail's pretty small, but it doesn't look like she's wearing any kind of jewelry. And like I said, she's wearing leather, which is a little bit more edgy, and she does not look as refined as the other character. So you've got the two personalities, the two personas, they may come from two different backgrounds. So I thought that was interesting. Then you come over here to Us, which I did see. I saw this one in the movie. Again, like that first movie thumbnail here, you have one person, but you have a duality. You have a split going on here. And this split is manifested through a mask over a real face. So the split or the duality is one is real, one is not. And throughout the movie, you have to figure out which is the real person, which is not the real person. And so, yeah, already there you go. The first four, you have this pattern of split, contrast and comparison, and duality. I wouldn't say that so much with Hocus Pocus. I did see that way back when it came out. I don't remember the plot line, but instead of a duality, you kind of have a trifecta here where you've got the three witches. They're all doing magic, but you've got in the middle what could be the mother or the matron. On the right side, maybe an older sister, and on the left side maybe the youngest daughter. So you kind of have that contrast and comparison of personalities, but they're all coming together to do this thing together, which is witchcraft. I don't know anything at all about Shazam. I haven't seen. I think I have seen the trailers, but it's not my kind of movie, so I hadn't paid attention to what it's really about. Actually, wait. Let me think about it. In Shazam, isn't the main character like a little boy? Yeah, the main character is a little boy, right? But and when they say a magic word, they turn into the superhero. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Wow. So here we go again. We have this duality of the person that you see on here, the superhero, but that's really not the main character. The main character is the person inside, the little boy that's inside, that is using the super power, using the magic word to become this person. So there's that duality and that split again. Hers, we can see it with the mask. Hers, we can see with the broken glass. This is two people in one, but we don't even know it unless you've seen the trailer. And then we come down to Eddie Murphy coming to America. And for those of you who don't know, you see the picture of the king, the prince, on the front, who comes from wealth, who comes from royalty, who comes from a well-lived life. But he's living as a pauper. And he also comes from another country where he has power, and he's going to a country where he has no power. He's living as a pauper, and he's essentially living a double life. So yeah, I could probably go down the line and dig a little deeper on these, but I just noticed on the very first couple ones as I was scrolling vertically, to see what I wanted to watch. But as the first three things, I don't know, something just caught my eye, and I was like, that's interesting. They all have something in common, which is split, duality, contrast and comparison. And I'm pretty sure, if you dig a little deeper, you could say, like with Hustle, usually they have the two characters that are completely different. But in the end, at the movie, after working together for a common goal, oh, we're just alike. We have more in common than we know. So it looks like they're really different, but they end up feeling like they have a lot in common, or that they're the same. Same here with Moana. You have a powerful deity, demigod, and you have a girl, just, a mere mortal girl. And actually, they both have power through their amulets, and they both have more power than they think they do. And so, again, they have more in common, too. I could say the same thing about Us without giving away spoilers. You're trying to figure out who's the real who, but they kind of have more in common than you would think. And I don't know about Shazam. Again, I've seen the trailer only briefly, but hadn't paid attention. And yeah. All right. Just wanted to share that. I think like this all the time. I wish I had someone to share these thoughts with in person, but I usually just think these kind of things to myself. I bring them up to my kids and they're like, "What are you talking about, Mom? What? Huh? You're thinking too much." No. If I can see it, and if I can explain it to where someone else can see it, then it's there. There's patterns all around, and it could be complete coincidence, or it could be something more. Who knows? So yeah, let me know what you think about it. Do you see patterns like this in advertising, marketing, pop culture, and just when you're not trying to look for something? Do you just find patterns that's like, that's interesting. I wonder why they put that like that. I'm sure somebody laid this out for YouTube movies. All right. Thanks for listening.